Hello my dear friends, and welcome to my channel. Don't forget to make yourself a cup of hot coffee if you want, because today we have very interesting stories, and one of them is a story about a woman who wanted to return a game to GameStop, but something went wrong. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I hope you'll enjoy it. So I was at Walmart about 2 days ago because I was getting something for my dad. He's at high risk for this corona going around. But I had just gotten new Power Beats as a present from my girlfriend because I had been looking at them for some time. I was heading down an aisle because I needed to get some deodorant. I don't want to smell like garbage during this whole lockdown thing. While I was walking down the aisle, I saw that some bottles of shampoo had been knocked over, and I decided to put them back so that way the employees could do more important stuff. QEM. I was listening to my music while I was putting stuff back, so I didn't hear her call, or let alone notice her, up until she decided to yank my earbud out, which hurt a lot. Ow. Hey, what's your deal, woman? Maybe you shouldn't have your headphones on while you're working a job where you have to interact with people. Sorry, but I don't work here. But you're stacking shampoo bottles, so you must work here. No, I'm just trying to help out, now please leave me alone. I wasn't in a very good mood at the time. I put my earbud back in my ear, and she proceeds to yank it out again. For being so ignorant, you have to help me with my groceries. I tell her no, use some colorful language that I don't want to repeat, and I walk away to go grab the rest of the things I needed. While I'm at the register, scanning my items, I get a tap on the shoulder from a police officer. There's a police station just down the street from this Walmart, so they got there pretty quickly. Young man, did you assault this woman? I tell him the whole ordeal, and, in true EM fashion, says I was lying to get out of trouble. Her son, who looked about 16, showed up and told the cop to look at the cameras to see what happened. We all went and did just that. The officer apologized. Her son told her that he was going to move and live with his dad, and the officer gave her a fine for making a non-urgent 911 call. So no crazy ending, I guess, but at least she was put in her place. Kid smart to tell the police officer to look at the security cameras. Kid's got a future. I think he was looking for an escape from his mother. Background. I am an adult figure skater and I practice in a big group of other adults. There are skaters going from beginners up to former elite skaters. During Corona, the public rink we usually skate in has been closed, and occasionally we have rented a private rink for an hour to skate. It is a lot more expensive than our ordinary practice, but you do what you must. Also, it is incredibly hard to get these time slots since the demand is high. Skating is a Corona-safe sport, no worries. We are 8 people on the whole ice and change outside. It is all correct by our laws. A few months ago, we had rented the ice and arrived at our time. Since we are responsible and change outside, we couldn't see what was happening inside. Once I and one of the other skaters were ready to go on the ice, we headed inside, and by the rink side we find about 10 parents and something like 15 or 20 children aged 3 to 6 years. One of the moms, entitled Mom, EM, approached me with a worried expression. Are you the ones that rented the ice? Yes. You see, we were just informed that we booked the wrong day. Apparently we booked next week this time, but we are here today. I am sorry to hear, what a bummer. Is it just the 2 of you? The others are still tying their skates outside, and only the 2 of us had come inside yet. No. We are a whole group. Can't we split the ice half and half? No. We are not here to joy skate. We're practicing seriously. For several reasons. The first and foremost, it is incredibly dangerous. If I run into your child, I will hurt it badly, and I risk hurting myself too. But I mean, it's your kid, do you want its face sliced up? I would never ever let my not existing own kids on the ice during a serious practice. Secondly, we rent the rink to be able to practice freely. Half the rink makes it impossible to practice your program. Third, children usually drag a lot of mud onto the ice, either on their coveralls or the parents on their shoes, when they walk on the ice, to help them when they fall. Dirt and mud is a big no-no for skates. It'll wear them out quickly, and we'll have to pay for resharpening. Okay, here I felt kind of sorry for them. We all screw up sometimes and it screws. Can't be fun to reschedule an event like this, and I get that. It's what happens next that makes this story entitled. The mom goes to the other parents and I hear her saying silently like, I guess you could come next week if that fits you. Then she goes to the children, points at us and says loudly, These people don't want you to skate, they want it all for themselves, with a super accusing tone like we personally were responsible for her mistake. I ignore her and step onto the ice together with the other skater. This commotion already cost us a few minutes of our short time. I see one more from our group enter the rink and EM speaks to her too. I can't hear it though. This woman later confirms to me that EM tried the same trick on her, guilting her into letting them share the ice, and then asked if the children, now all out of their skates, could at least walk out on the ice to touch it. Since they're all wearing shoes and mud rules still applies, my friend declines. Also, when the ice is newly resurfaced, it is crazy slippery and very hard to walk on. Big risk of falling and hurting oneself. The rest of our group arrives, and we start warming up. Half a minute later, EM opens the gate and lets two of the children run straight onto the ice. I wave at her to get them back off the ice, and she waits purposely before she tells them to come back, only they don't listen. She lets them slide around how much they want. Eventually she has to walk out on her muddy shoes to pick them up and go back. Not a sorry, no nothing. Not the worst entitlement, but it still boils my blood. Especially how she tries to blame us in front of the kids. Kids are usually very fond of looking at us skating since it looks cool, and when we skate publicly we often show off whatever they want to see or teach them something. I hate to be accused of being the bad guy. Some people. Instead of admitting her mistake, she tries to guilt trip you and ruins your practice session. Figure skating is amazing. Past. EM. Entitled Mother. Me. Myself and IGA. Game Advisor. PO1. Police Officer 1. PO2. Police Officer 2. Was at a GameStop earlier and witnessed a reality stranger than fiction event. I went to GameStop to pick up a couple of games for the Switch because I had won a gift card in a work raffle a while ago, and GameStop has a buy one get one half off on used games for Pro Day. I was looking at the used games, having been in the store for about 2 or 3 minutes or so. There's myself, a couple of game advisors and maybe 2 other customers. The Switch games are close to the counter, so well within earshot. Hello, how circa. I'd like to return this game, I have my receipt. Oh okay, let's take a look. GA takes the game and receipt and looks it over. I'm sorry, but we don't take returns on new games once they're opened. You can trade it in for cash or credit, though. But I have my receipt. GA then goes on to explain their policy on how they can't give a return on a game sold as new if it was opened. That's not right, I paid over $60 for this, and my son can't play violent games like this. I demand a full refund since you shouldn't have sold him this game in the first place. I'm sorry you feel that way, but it's our policy. I can't, the system won't let me. At this point I take an interest in what's going on, since I grabbed Smash and Let's Go Pikachu, I have EV, and was ready to check out. I get in line behind her and see she's trying to return Smash. If you want, I could buy that from you for what you paid, if that'll help. I was going to buy it anyways. I worked retail before and just wanted this lady to stop pestering the GA, and I was going to get the game anyways, so figured everyone could be happy. No, thanks, this man needs to give me a refund, and I'm not leaving until I get one. It's worth noting that she's calm, hasn't yelled and so far has been rather amicable in her tone, of a little thick. Okay, I look at the GA with a sorry, I tried. He shoots back, I know, thanks. Smile. Why are you smiling at her? Listen, I just want a refund, can you do that or not? I cannot, if I could, I would. Fine. EM leaves with her game and receipt. End of it, right? Not exactly. I check out, and since it's low I ask if they don't mind me chatting for a while since I'm bored and need social interaction to help with my speech and listening skills. Doctor's orders. After about 10 minutes, M walks back in, followed by PO1 and PO2. I'm assuming she's claiming they're defrauding her, etc. PO1 is talking to Georgia, while PO2 is talking to EM. DA asks me to stick around if I can since I'm a witness, so there's a neutral third party, and I was kind of involved in the exchange. Sure, NP I wasn't watching what was going on and was texting my sister when I hear, "Why are you arresting me?" What did I do? My ears perk up and suddenly I'm paying attention. Dispatch said you have a warrant for check fraud, ma'am. The M starts to get combative, so PO1 comes over and they manage to get her cuffed and escort her to their car. GA and I just look at each other like instant karma. We exchange a smile and afterwards I give my statement, then PO1 finishes with GA, gives him a police report, and they're gone. GA and I exchange numbers and I get some tips from him for Smash and I head home. She literally set up her own trap. Amazing, should've just let you buy the game off of her and called it a day. And by violent game I was expecting something from games like GTA or Mortal Kombat, but Smash Bros it's different. This story only happened about 2 or 3 years ago, so I forget a little bit about it. I remembered this because my mom brought up her experience with an EM today at her work. She's a 3rd grade teacher that has many special needs kids in her class, and an EM was arguing with her about whether her kid should be punished for telling someone they're a sped. I am a 14M and this happened about 2 years ago. Here's some background knowledge, so I wanted to make a little extra money, because I was into stocks, and I wanted to make money for my future, invest in stocks, buy a car that would last me past high school, etc. I wanted to start making money by dog walking. I started making a poster that showed why I wanted to make money, and I had a dog, he was a medium dog, but I was a relatively strong person, and I could handle most sizes of dogs. So I started printing about 30 copies of posters and started putting them on an electrical post every 200 feet or so. It took about an hour, considering I didn't bike. I just followed my daily routine for the next few days, waiting to get a call from someone to ask about my dog walking. A few days after I put up the posters, I took my dog on a long walk. So I was walking, and just about after 30 minutes walking from my house there were no posters. I swear I thought I put them up. I continued my walk, and I found less dog posters around this area. After about an hour walk I got home and I looked at where I mapped out where I would put the posters. There was supposed to be posters there. I called my friend who lives near there and asked him to watch the post and tell me if there was someone taking them down, and when. He said sure. Later that day he called me back asking where the posters are. Oops, I forgot to mention that I would be putting them up early tomorrow before school. This was at about 10 p.m., and my parents wouldn't let me put them up when I was 12, even if I was almost 13. Okay, well, see then I guess. See you. Wait, I forgot to say that there was someone, EM, standing near one of the posts for about 20 minutes. Oh, and I have seen her before, I think she lives near me. Okay, well that's random, bye. See ya. Then the next day I put up the posters and walked to school with my friend because I was already over there. It is a normal day at school, I tell my friends about it, and my friend exaggerates about the person standing by the post doing nothing. After about 10 minutes, after I get home, I get a call from my friend, he lives farther from school, saying the posters have been taken down again. I am annoyed at this point, so bike over to his house and put one poster right across from his window. We head in and start playing Minecraft. I'm not paying much attention, as I'm watching the poster. There is someone maybe in their mid-40s approaching the poster. I tell my friend, and we wait until they are in arm reach of the poster, they might just be looking at it. I think that's the person that was standing at the poster earlier. Okay, let's go over to them. We approach the EM, as she turns back and gives us the eye. My friend and I quickly act like we were just taking a walk. Yep, it's the person that was standing at the post earlier. Okay, we should approach her, I'll do that talking. As we approach her, she turns again, and this time has the poster in her hand with a firm grip. Hello, are you interested in that? EM huffs and turns again, she was clearly in a bad mood. I say it again, but a little different. Are you interested in that? I put up those posters, and I can walk your dog if you're interested. I don't want you to walk a single dog. I didn't know what she meant by that. She starts to rips off half the poster, with the other half stuck on. What are you doing? Well, since my son is going to start walking his dog soon, he wanted to make some money, so I wanted to be perfect for him. Well, there is enough space for both of us. No. Well, even so, you can't take down my posters, I'm also trying to make money. Well, that doesn't matter, if your parents can afford to live in this neighborhood then you are fine. She complains, then I remember this very distinctively, when she said. Anyways, you're too obese and tall to walk a dog, you couldn't walk a puppy, ha. She said the ha like Marge from The Simpsons. I was really annoyed at this point, at the time I got mad really easily, I ranted. Well, even if my parents can afford to live here, you don't know anything about me and you assume that I'm obese, you are a slob and a terrible parent, I bet that you have been spoiled your whole life. I know I contradicted myself multiple times in that sentence, but I was mad. My parents could afford to live in the neighborhood. We live in the Bay Area, which generally costs more places than most, but my family didn't have a nice house, we just lived in a nice neighborhood. And I was not obese, I am really tall, and I have a bit of a large stomach, and it sticks out a bit, but I don't have an eating problem. I'm just built this way. I'm going to keep ripping your posters off, so that my 9-year-old can walk dogs. Lady, stop, my friend spent a lot of time doing this, and if he wants to make money he can, you're doing a bad thing. My friend was very logical, but we're 12, so we look like complete idiots. At this point, friend's mom came outside and yelled from across the street. Stop being a witch, and stop harassing my son and his friend. His mom was more like me, but an adult. Please stop, the reason I want to make money is to invest in my future. Shut the hell up, you just want to spend it on food, and we all know that. I was done with her craziness. I went back inside with my friend, and we continued to play Minecraft. I would look back over to the argument at hand. From the looks of it, it seems like friend's mom was just being mean at this point, not even trying to fix the problem. I was fine with that. His mom let me stay for dinner, and turns out she said some pretty funny things to this woman. After dinner, I took my backpack and was going to go home when I realized I brought an extra poster. My friend and I put up the poster and giggled. I didn't care much about this because it was a great story to tell people, even if I was mad. This is what I heard about the mom's conversation was pretty much like, friend's mom, said that her parenting skills were the same as an animal who abandons her child at birth. Was just kept ranting about how the whole world is crazy and no one can tell when someone is trying to be nice and how we were evil to even suggest that I was equal to her son. I forget most stuff that happened then, but I hope that me trying to fill in what I forget was just a hair away from being the same as what actually happened. But I showed my friend what I wrote and he said that it was pretty much what actually happened, but he said that we were playing Roblox, not Minecraft. I think he was just messing with me, though. I don't like Roblox, and I don't think I ever did. This woman clearly needs some help or just someone to snap her back into a realistic state. I feel bad for her that she acts like that on a regular basis, but at the same time it's not okay whatsoever, and whatever happened to her, she deserved. My friend says he doesn't see her much anymore, just on holidays. I think she probably moved away and has family or friends that they visit during the holidays. I made about $600 before I stopped. I spent about $150 towards stocks, $50 towards money for going downtown with friends, and about $400 went towards a new graphics card for my failing one, but I bought the graphics card about 5 months ago. Bruh, that is dumb as hell. Who would entrust a literal 9-year-old with their dog? I would have just told the lady to shut up, I can't deal with that crap. Well guys, that's it for today. If you end up enjoying this video please consider subscribing, and if you missed the last episode on the channel I'm gonna link it right here. The story is about a woman who tried to steal OP's service dog cause her kid wanted it so bad. Check this out if you haven't, and I'll see you in my next video.